little omission in our coverage, thanks to the pressure of the audience, thanks also to the American cultural preconceptions about the Middle East and also what they want to read about the Middle East. But those little distortions added up to a big wall of incomprehension between the Middle East, which is why we have funding.
Here, Declan.
Declan! I read in your book you would do stories on how the Syrians purposely left the refugee camps in a miserable state for their own purposes and for the PR purposes. So you would write about all of that as well.
Absolutely, yes. There are no saints in the Middle East, but I think the main problem is that currently looks at the Middle East.
Good job, strong tall boy. Good job.
Extraordinary changes that I see at the moment, but typically they see the bad versus good, radicals versus moderates, and they don't let any of the nuances.
You gonna sit back down?
In fact, there are plenty of nuances, and that's what needs to come through.
You want me to help you?
Who maybe considers himself a large supporter of Israel might hear this and say the Wall Street Journal's man in Jerusalem, is that where you live? I live in Istanbul. But who was responsible for covering Israel has just admitted he was against Israel when he came in. He's trying to explain how that was okay, or maybe I haven't given you the opportunity to explain. But I'll put that to you. Why is it okay to be biased against Israel, even if you know you're biased and trying to work against that and covering it?
I think there's a difference between bias and sympathy. I feel that, of course, having lived in the Arab world, I was...
What else do you see? What else can you climb?
I made a great effort to be fair in my coverage of it. What I did as a Wall Street Journal reporter was that trying to get a story about Israel onto the front page of the Wall Street Journal.
Climb up on Mama.
Like getting into a high security prison because they weren't interested. They did not want to know. I challenged myself. I said, right, I'm going to go and stay on a West Bank settlement and get to know these people and find out what it is that makes them West Bank settlements. I was good, highly sophisticated people from 20 different countries, extremely interesting to be with, but very, very unable to understand that the land they just built their very pleasant gated community on was viewed by the impoverished Arab village next door as being their land, and
you got it. You got it.
Their view was that God gave us this place, but the Arab view was, well, we've been living here for thousands of years. What do you mean God gave that to you? And